Hey guys, welcome back to our tutorial on this Shapley value. In the previous tutorials, we learned what is a Shapley value, how do I calculate it in Excel. Not going to spend time going over that again. In the previous tutorial, we learned how to use variables as a proxy for window functions, and we use that to calculate the customer journey. Now, in this tutorial, we talk about the customer journey, but we're going to take a lot of time differentiating between a set and a series. Remember, a set is unordered. So the set says the two players in my game were Facebook and Instagram. And the series, the different ways that this can come together is Facebook, Instagram, or Instagram, Facebook. The set with 3 players will have 6 possible series. And ultimately what's going to happen is when I start my data flow, I've got these 6 series that were responsible for those conversions. But in a coalition where I've got the players, Instagram, Facebook, and paid search, no matter what order I name them, I kind of expect them to perform the same on average. So what I want to end up is I want to figure out how can I gracefully go from having a row that contains Instagram, Facebook, paid search to having Facebook, Instagram, paid search in alphabetical order. That's the goal that we're going to tackle in this data flow. How do I take a multi-valued string and sort it in alphabetical order? Here we go. Oh, I could have run to here. Sorry, this will take a sec. In this data flow, activity S journey is a series. Remember, series is ordered. This is the customer journey without duplication that we did in the previous ETL. It's responsible for this many conversions. Facebook Instagram is actually responsible for, I want to say, 33 conversions, but 10 of them are under Instagram Facebook. I want the series to be in alphabetical order, and I want to combine all of the series by its set. All right, so how are we going to do that? Well, the first thing we're gonna let me comment this so you can see it. Like the first thing we're gonna do is, yeah, okay, hold please. Okay, in my interior query here, we start with a select distinct. Give me the activity journey, and let's call it a series because it's ordered. It is a series. And let's try to figure out how many players are in that series. Well, how many players are in this text? Well, there's 2. How do I know? Well, I know that because each player is separated by a hyphen. So if I wanted to know how many players there were, just count the number of hyphens and add 1. Okay, well, how do I do that? Well, let's do it the other way around. Replace all of the hyphens with an empty string. Then compare the length of the total string with the length of the string without the hyphens, add 1, and that's your number of players. I'm going over this quickly because I did do a tutorial video about parsing JSON in MySQL, which is similar because JSON arrays or JSON objects can have multiple values. And so this is a problem that we've solved in another tutorial video. So there's a slower version of this. Cool. So now that I know that there are 2 players in online video Instagram, what I want to do is I want to duplicate the row for each number of players. Then I want to keep the first and the second player in this string. Again, check the tutorial. Those of you who've been keeping up with my channel, you know where we're going with this. We're going to jump straight over to my one-to-many table. The one-to-many table looks like this. If I had 3 players and I join on 3 players is equal to join column equals 3, I would duplicate the row 4 times. And I would say, hey, I want to keep the first, second, third, and 0 with player. Well, there's no such thing as a 0th player, so I would just filter out rows where number equals 0. Now I've only duplicated the row 3 times like you expect. All right, back in my query, here we are. Nope, here we are. I'm joining to the numbers table on number of players is equal to the join column. I'm doing my MySQL magic to keep the nth, find the nth hyphen and keep the text before the nth hyphen. And that will look something like this. For paid search, there are 3 players. So duplicate the row 3 times and keep Facebook, Instagram, and paid search, the first, second, and third player. Again, built a whole data flow on this. Now this is good, right? Here's my series. Remember, series are ordered. Now what I want to do is I want to collapse the data 1 row per series, but I want to concatenate my players not in the order that they occurred, but in alphabetical order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a group concat. Group concat requires a group by clause. So I take that same data set, I group by the series, and I concatenate the player ordered by or sort by the player, which will put it in alphabetical order, and separate it with a hyphen. So here's my series, and then this is the series in alphabetical order. When I see Instagram, Facebook, that's the ordered series, but the set is going to be Facebook, Instagram, because that's it in alphabetical order. Same thing for Instagram, Facebook, and online video. In alphabetical order, that's Facebook, Instagram, online video. There are 6 different ways. There are 6 different ways that I can combine Instagram, paid search, and Facebook. But there's only one set, which is going to be it in alphabetical order. And that's what we just learned how to do. My name is Jay Wilson. I'm a freelance consultant through my company, Onyx Reporting. MySQL is a blast. Trying to figure out how to do these things using set-based operations instead of using loops is a challenge. And so if that's something you struggle with, I hope you get some good value out of my tutorial videos, but you can always reach out to me at jae@onyxreporting.com. Catch you guys later in the next tutorial.